Alright everyone, so today is the day I'm going to film my entire book collection shelf by shelf. So I'm going to edit this first and then I'll show you everything that's here on my bookshelves. I hope you enjoy. Alright, on this shelf we can see some Justice League books and some Crisis books. Starting with this one, The Nail and Another Nail. They are Elseworld stories, but they are about the Justice League of America from the Silver Age. So it's a newer book about an older team. Then Crisis on Infinite Earths in 1985 happened. After that, Justice League International, of which we have two omnibuses, happened. And after those Superman and the Justice League America and Wonder Woman Justice League America books came out. So it's 4 books. In 1990 something, Crisis in Time, 0 Hour came out, and Underworld Unleashed, because this is the 25th anniversary edition and it just came out, so it's 1995, yeah. Secret Origins featuring JLA and JLA Earth 2. The JLA series by Grant Morrison was released in 1997. Then we have Identity Crisis, Brad Meltzer's first try at the Justice League. After the Identity Crisis, the OMAC project kicked off the countdown to Infinite Crisis, together with Ren Thanagar War, Villains United, and Day of Vengeance, but I only have that one in the omnibus. Then Infinite Crisis and the companion. Then the Crisis Aftermath, the Battle for Bloodhaven and the Spectre. Then 52 happened. There's an omnibus of that, but after that, the 52, the companion, also belongs with that. We have the 52 Aftermath, so DC World War III, the 4 Horsemen, and Question, the 5 Books of Blood. This is Countdown to Final Crisis, for all 4 books, from 51 to 1. Countdown to Adventure, Countdown Arena, Countdown presents The Search for Ray Palmer, Countdown presents Lord Havoc and the Extremist. Then Final Crisis finally happened, with the companion, Revelations, Rogue's Revenge, and 4 Aftermath books, Run, Escape, Ink, and Dance. Then Blackest Night happened. I have that in an omnibus. Brightest Day is also an omnibus released, but I couldn't find it anywhere for normal price, so I have the trade paperbacks. I also ordered the Green Lantern book. This is Multiversity. This is Justice League Power Rangers. Elseworld stories, of course. Then the Dark Knight's Metal, the Resistance, the Road to Metal, and Dark Knight's Rising, going with the Metal series. Also, the Batman Who Laughs belongs with those, I think. Event Leviathan, Heroes in Crisis with the companion, and the 2 Doomsday Clock books. Here you can see some oversized hardcovers. I like to put those together. It's like the deluxe editions. First, there's a book. It's a bit broader than the rest. It's World's Greatest Superheroes by Alex Ross and Paul Dini. And this is Justice by Alex Ross. I like to keep the Alex Ross books together, although this is just a normal trade paperback. This is Batman Noel, Batman Year 100, Dark Knight Returns, The Last Crusade, The Golden Child, Kingdom Come, also Alex Ross. Then we have Year 2, The Killing Joke, Nightwing Year 1, JLA, A Midsummer's Nightmare, City of Crime, Face to Face, Justice League of America by Brad Meltzer, so that's when he took over. Damian, Son of Batman, it's New 52. The Button is already Rebirth, as you can see. This is the Justice League Rebirth series in 3 deluxe editions. After that, Christopher Priest took over, so that's this one. Here's Dark Knight's Metal, the main story. That's a deluxe edition. Justice League by Scott Snyder, book 1 and 2. Detective Comics 1000 and 1027. And Black Label, Harleen, and Batman Damned. Here you can see some oversized hardcovers. I like to put those together. It's like the deluxe editions. First, there's a book. It's a bit broader than the rest. It's World's Greatest Superheroes by Alex Ross and Paul Dini. And this is Justice by Alex Ross. I like to keep the Alex Ross books together, although this is just a normal trade paperback. This is Batman Noel, Batman Year 100, Dark Knight Returns, The Last Crusade, The Golden Child, Kingdom Come, also Alex Ross. Then we have Year 2, The Killing Joke, Nightwing Year 1, JLA, A Midsummer's Nightmare, City of Crime, Face to Face, Justice League of America by Brad Meltzer, so that's when he took over. Damian, Son of Batman, that's New 52. The Button is already Rebirth, as you can see. This is the Justice League Rebirth series in 3 deluxe editions. After that, Christopher Priest took over, so that's this one. Here's Dark Knight's Metal, the main story. That's a deluxe edition. Justice League by Scott Snyder, book 1 and 2. Detective Comics 1000 and 1027. And Black Label, Harleen, and Batman Damned. On this shelf you can see my custom-made books. So, like I said in my previous video, I collect all JLA and JLA Classified in 11 books, but I only have 1 through 4 and 8 and 9 now. And the rest is here in loose comics, but I don't have everything yet, so when I do I will bind them together. This is Journey into Night, also collects 12 separate comics, so I made this myself too. And the same goes for Gotham Underground. Too bad the plastic is bubbling, but this is also a collection of 9 issues. I already had one and someone sold the series minus the one I already had, so that was too good to be true. These are my Azrael collections, also made them myself. With some spares as a dust jacket. So if I wanted to collect everything by before Azrael Agent of the Bat, so the first Azrael series, I need a book 3, but I don't have the issues for that, so maybe someday. This shelf is a bit broader than the others. This is an Ikea bookcase. It's called the Billy. It's very popular, I think. I'll start at the left here, because here's Batman Birth of the Demon, which collects the 3 demon stories. So Birth, Bride and Son. This is Jeff Loeb's Haunted Night, The Long Halloween and Dark Victory. And following that we have Catwoman When in Rome, because it continues Catwoman stories from those stories. This is Batman 401, the first post-crisis Batman issue, which isn't collected in Second Chances, so that's why I bought it separately. This is Second Chances, year 1. Batgirl and Robin, year 1, so it's a 2 for. This is The Cult in 4 prestige editions with an autograph on this one. Yeah. This is Legends of the Dark Knight, Norm Brayfogle, but everything in this is already collected in these ones also. So this is the Dark Knight Detective 1 through 3 and the Caped Crusader 1 through 4. There are 2 more of these coming and 1 more of the Caped Crusader. Then we have A Death in the Family, which you should have because it's not in here. Dark Knight, Dark City, same story I think, yeah. The Man Who Laughs, Shadow of the Bat 1 through 4, Robin 1 through 5, so Reborn, Triumphant, Solo, Turning Point and War of the Dragons. It's Tim Drake Robin. This is Fallen Angel, which collects a sort of Azrael, but also a few of the ongoing series, which are in my homemade books. And then we have Nightfall. So this is the prelude to Nightfall of the new 9-part series. But I also have this one, which are basically books 2 and 3 of the new series. These are 2 old ones, Broken Bed and Who Rules the Night, which combined are the same as book 1 here, more or less. Then we have Nightfall Part 2, which is also collected in, I think, 2 new books. The third one being The Search. You can see it by the logo here. And Part 3 is also collected in 2 books, but I already have this one. This is an old, smaller version of Night's End, as it's called. This is Troika, the 9th book of the new series, to complete everything. not counting the old ones. Everything here is also in the 3 omnibuses, so no need for me to buy that one or those 3. Catwoman by Jim Ballant 1 and 2. Batman 0 Hour with all the 0 issues and the issues following the 0 issues after 0 Hour. Batman by Munch and Jones 1 and 2, and Contagion. Moving on, another broad shelf. On top here you can see my only absolute edition. It's Batman Arkham Asylum. Got it for a nice price. And here we have some Legends of the Dark Knight books. So this is Gothic, Venom, Faces. Let me get closer for you. Collected Legends of the Dark Knight, Dark Legends, International, Other Realms, Monsters, and Blink. So that's a lot of Legends of the Dark Knight series. This is Birds of Prey by Dixon, 1 through 3. The Gail Simone book, Murder Mystery. There's another one coming, but I don't think the solicitation is correct, but we'll see. Batman Legacy 1 and 2. Night Out, very cool book. Here's Nightwing in 8 parts. This is Chuck Dixon Nightwing. Here's Anarchy. And Anarchy, this one collects the first series, mini-series of Anarchy. And this one says the complete series, but it collects the second volume. This is Nightwing by Peter J. Tomasi. Here we have the Cataclysm, Road to No Man's Land and No Man's Land series. This part is in a new omnibus now. If you wanted to get it, I think that's the best way to get it now. But I won't upgrade. Gotham Knights Transference by Grayson. Second one is coming. Batman New Gotham 1 and 2. And in the middle is Officer Down, which goes here. It's not collected in the other books, but yeah, it belongs between these two. This is False Faces, Trail of the Catwoman, the first Catwoman book I have of this new series. But this collects everything by Darwin Cook, and the rest maybe I'll get those later. This is Ed Brubaker 1 and 2, which you can skip if you also have Murderer and Fugitive, because at least part 2 you can skip because it's all in Murderer except for 1 issue. Hush, Death and the Maidens, Hush Returns. Trinity, this is the Matt Wagner Trinity, who also wrote Faces and the Mad Monk and Monster Man. This is a very cool Trinity story. This is Broken City, Batgirl, the Cassandra Cain, those 3. War Games 1 and 2. Under the Hood. Before they called it Under the Red Hood, it was called Under the Hood. So this is the old version into 2 books. And this is Red Hood: The Last Days, all by Judd Winnick. This is Tales of the Batman by J.H. Williams III, also known for his Batwoman stuff. And then we get into the Batman by Grant Morrison stuff. So this is Batman and Son and the Black Glove in 1 book. The Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul. And here, tucked away, is Gordon of Gotham. I think it belongs somewhere in this time period. So this shelf, some more Batman books, and going into Flashpoint and the New 52. But first, this is the series I did a video on, my top 10 of Batman Confidential. So these are the 10 books. If you want to know more about them, just check out that video. But it's Rules of Engagement, Lovers and Madmen, The Wrath, Cat and the Bat, King Tut's Tomb, Dead Who Rides, The Bat and the Beast, Ghosts vs. the Undead, and Superpowers. Then we have Batman by Paul Dini. He took over Detective Comics. So this is Detective, and this is Death in the City. This is the Private Case book. And this is Heart of Hush. And he also helped with the Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul. Then later on he was removed from Detective Comics, and then he got his own series, Streets of Gotham. So this is all by Paul Dini. This is just a bit by Paul Dini, I think, part 2, Leviathan. And then Paul Dini does the rest of this in the House of Hush. So all the Hush stuff is pretty much Paul Dini, except for the first part by Jeff Loeb, of course. This is Batman R.I.P. by Grant Morrison. This is Battle for the Cowl and the Companion by Tony S. Daniel. This is Life After Death by Tony S. Daniel, who took over the Batman title, or the Detective Comics title, I think. Batman, Time in the Batmans by Grant Morrison, yeah. Imposters, which also inspired a video game, but it's not that popular. Eye of the Beholder. The Trinity Year series, so it's 52 issues, one whole year. This is not that great, but I have it. It's by Kurt Busiek. This is Whatever Happened to the Caped Crusader after he died in Final Crisis. Here is one whole series, Superman and Batman. They never put out the 7th book, but luckily parts of it are in this one, Sorcerer Kings, and some other collections. But I wish they just put out the 7th one. This is Long Shadows by Winnick. It's Dick Grayson as Batman. Batwoman Elegy. She took over the Detective Comics books. Here are 2 Azrael books, Angel in the Dark and Death's Dark Shadow. Sorry, Death's Dark Night. It's the 2nd Azrael, so Michael Lane, I think he's called. Yeah, Michael Lane. So not Jean-Paul Valley anymore. Here are the 2 Stephanie Brown books. So it's her entire run as Batgirl. Black Mirror by Scott Snyder, also about Dick Grayson as Batman. Gates of Gotham, same story. But then The Return of Bruce Wayne by Grant Morrison. Road Home. Batman and Robin by Morrison. So these 3, Batman Reborn, Batman vs. Robin, and Batman Robin Must Die, are all by Grant Morrison. And then Dark Knight vs. White Knight is by Paul Cornell. Peter J. Tomasi, yeah. We can see him later. Gotham Shall Be Judged. It's Michael Lane. Azrael comes in this one too. Appears in this one too, sorry. Batman Incorporated by Grant Morrison, of course. Knight and Squire. Yeah, it says Batman, Knight and Squire, but it's not really about Batman. And The Dark Knight Golden Dawn, which is a pretty cool book, I think, by David Finch and Jason Fabuk. This is Flashpoint and the 5 Flashpoint books, as you can see. And after Flashpoint, of course, the new 52 started. So here's Court of Owls, Night of the Owls, City of Owls, Scourge of the Owls, and Fall of the Owls. They're both Talon books. I like Talon. I wish he appeared more often, but I think he's gone now. Death of the Family. This is the Joker Death of the Family tie-in book. 0 Year Secret City and Dark City, and the 0 Year tie-in book. Graveyard Shift. Then Convergence happened, so the trade dress got different. So let's just first look at Justice League. So this is a box set with Arjun, the Villain's Journey, and Throne of Atlantis. I showed this in my previous video. Justice League of America 1 and 2. Trinity War, The Grid, Forever Heroes, Injustice League. This is International Book 2. Book 1 is on its way. Justice League United Book 1. Continuing with the New 52. This is Detective Comics, Faces of Death, Scare Tactics, Emperor Penguin and the Wrath. Yes, the same Wrath as in Batman Confidential. And Gothopia. Then we have the Dark Knight series. At first by Finch, who did The Dark Knight first. This is Night Terrors, Cycle of Violence, Mad and Clay. Then we have Batman and Robin by Tomasi. You can get this all in a omnibus. Born to Kill, Pearl, Death of the Family, Requiem for Damien, and The Big Burn. Batman Eternal 1, 2, and 3. Batman Superman cross-world game over at Second Chance. Batman Incorporated, Demon Star, and Gotham Most Wanted. Morrison could just continue with this series. Nightwing, New 52, Traps and Trapezes, Night of the Owls, Death of the Family. You'll recognize some of those titles coming back every time. Second City, Setting Sun, Welcome to the Family. I'm sorry, Setting Sun, that's it. That's when Nightwing stopped. Batwing, I only have books 4 and 5. The first 3 are about David, and these 2 are about Luke Fox as Batwing. I like that more than the David stuff, so I just bought these 2. Batgirl 1, The Darkest Reflection, Nightfall Descends, Death of the Family, again, Wanted and Deadline. Then it stopped and it turned into the Batgirl of Burnside stuff, but I don't like that. This is Deathstroke Legacy and Lobo Hunt. So this is the first New 52 series of Deathstroke, and it's by Higgins and Jordan. Then it stopped, and then a new series came out. I'll show you that one with the omnibus. Suicide Squad 1 through 5. Kicked in the Teeth, Basilisk Rising, Death is for Suckers, Discipline and Punish, and Walled In. Then it stopped and it became the new Suicide Squad. I don't have those. Hawk and Dove First Strikes, just because it was cancelled after just one trade paperback, so I just got it. I like Hawk and Dove. So. Shazam hardcover with backup stories from Justice League. Forever Evil, Rogue's Rebellion, Arkham War, Argus, and Blight. The last one is about the Justice League Dark. I don't have any Justice League Dark books except this one. Then Earth 2, I got a great deal on all 6 in hardcover. So here's The Gathering, Tower of Fate, Battle Cry, The Dark Age, The Kryptonian, and Collision. I really like Earth 2, New 52. It's not the same as the old Earth 2, but I still like it. World's Finest, I only have book 6 because it's about the Batman and Superman of Earth 2, and not about Huntress and Power Girl, because they already went back to Earth 2 since book 5. Here's Earth 2 World's End, which do feature Huntress and Power Girl. So books 1 and 2. New 52, Future's End 1, 2, and 3, with the possible future, but it never really happened. Cool crossover with Batman Beyond, though. Convergence, all the Convergence tie-in books. So these 2 are the Infinite Crisis ones, the Crisis ones, 0 Hour ones, and the Flashpoint ones. So then you have everything. An omnibus would be nice, but I don't think it's coming. And after that, Telos came. After Convergence, DC moved to Los Angeles, I think. They changed the books a bit. It's called DCU and not New 52 anymore. So this is Batman and Robin, Hunt for Robin, and Robin Rises. Still by Tomasi, so I think these are in the omnibus too. Batman and Superman. Get some light here. Batman and Superman, Siege, Truth Hurts, and Universe's Finest. Here we continue with DCU, so this is Justice League Ununited Book 2. The change happened right in the middle of these 2 books. Justice League of America, it's a new series after Justice League and Justice League of America, so after the Convergence, really. It's okay. Earth to Society, they got a new Earth to live on. This is what that's all about. Dick Grayson becoming Batman again, stuff like that. This is the regular Batman series Endgame. The Endgame tie-in book. Super Heavy, Bloom, and Epilogue. Detective Comics, Icarus, Anarchy, Blood of Heroes, and Gordon at War. In both cases, 2 of the books are about Jim Gordon as Batman. Robin, Son of Batman, so he's on his own now. Year of Blood and Dawn of the Demons. This is Arkham Manor, which basically goes somewhere between Batman Eternal 1 and 2, or 2 and 3, I think. But it's made to look like the DCU books, so it's here. This is Batman and Robin Eternal 1 and 2. We Are Robin, the Vigilante Business, and Jokers, and Robin War. And then Titans Hunt, the Road to Rebirth. So we knew Rebirth was coming. Here we have the Tom King run, Batman, I Am Gotham, Night of the Monster Man, I Am Suicide, I Am Bane, War of Jokes and Riddles, Rules of Engagement, Bride or Burglar, Preludes to the Wedding and the Wedding. And then it switched to this design, Cold Days and the Tyrant Wing. Detective Comics, Rise of the Batman, Victim Syndicate, League of Shadows, and Deus Ex Machina, A Lonely Place of Living, Fall of the Batman, Batman Eternal, and On the Outside, which started a new Outsiders series. Detective Comics, Deface the Face. That's part 9, so that's the end of Detective Comics for now. Better Than Batman, it's Nightwing part 1. Back to Bloodhaven, Nightwing Must Die, Blockbuster, Raptor's Revenge. If you have read the old Dixon run, you recognize a lot of stuff in here. That's why it's called Rebirth, I think. This is The Untouchable and the Bleeding Edge. And that's when he got shot, I think. Just League of America Road to Rebirth. It's just a few one-shots to introduce the members. This is Just League of America 1, The Extremists, Curse of the King Butcher, Panic in the Microverse, Surgical Strike, and Deadly Fable. Again, a lot of stuff in here is recognizable if you have read the JLA by Grant Morrison series. And Mark Waid. This is All-Star Batman by Scott Snyder, My Own Worst Enemy, Ends of the Earth, and The First Ally. And this is from the backup pages of this series is Batman in the Signal. Trinity, Bats Together, Dead Space, Dark Destiny, and The Search for Steve Trevor. And this is a crossover book, Justice League versus Suicide Squad. Only have one Deathstroke Rebirth book. It's this, Batman vs. Deathstroke, just because it has Batman in the title. Here's Nightmares and The Fall and the Fallen, which are books 10 and 11 of Batman, I think. Here's Nightwing, Night Terrors, Burnback, and the Grey Sun Legacy with Rick Grayson. Batman The Outsiders 1 and 2. No Justice. City of Bane 1 and 2 to finish off King's Run. Detective Comics 1, it started all over again with part 1. This is Mythology, Arkham Knight, and Greetings from Gotham. Then the Scott Snyder books 1 and 2 came out, but this story, The Offer, it's parts 26, 27, 28 was by Tiny and the Fourth. So it's in book 4 of Justice League, by Scott Justice League volume 4, I think. But it's not by Scott Snyder, so it's not in my deluxe edition, and it's also not in book 5 of Justice League. So I had to buy these separate, so now I could continue with my reading of the books, like Batman Superman Who Are the Secret Six, Year of the Villain, The Infected, Justice League, Justice Doom, War. I'm in the middle of this one, it's awesome. Hell Arisen, I can read after that. This is Tinian's Their Dark Designs. And Justice League also got a continuation with Robert Venditti in Vengeance Is Thine. Let's take a look at my omnibuses. Omnibuy. This is Justice League International 1 and 2. The Death and Return of Superman, the previous edition, so not the black one. 0 Hour, 1 Million. Teen Titans by Jeff Johns. Infinite Crisis Omnibus, 52 Omnibus, and the Final Crisis Omnibus. Gotham Central, Blackest Night, New 52, all the number 1 issues, and then this was September 2011, this is September 2012, 0 issues. This is the second series of Deathstroke, New 52, collected here. This is the first part of Red Hood and the Outlaws. I hope they continue that series in omnibus format. The New 52 Villains Omnibus. It's September 2013 now. Futures End 5 years later, 2014. This is the Darkseid War Saga Omnibus. So it's basically Justice League 7 and 8, I think, with some tie-ins with included. Grayson is complete Grayson series after Nightwing stopped in the New 52. So basically DCU. This is the Rebirth Omnibus, which collects another slew of number ones. Super Sons. Both of these are expanded now, but I have the Justice League of America book with the 4 issues which complete my omnibus. And Super Sons, well, maybe I'll get the Adventures of Super Sons books, I'm not sure. This is Injustice Volume 1. I think Volume 2 is coming in a few days. So this shelf is pretty random. I'll show you. First we have 3 Elseworlds books, 1, 2 and 3. The second one is all about the vampire Batman, so Red Rain and stuff like that. I'll put it back later. The New Frontier, Batman Hong Kong, Thrill Killer, it's all Elseworlds stuff this. This is Elseworlds' finest, Supergirl and Batgirl. It's the gender swapped Earth, 34 I think. Gotham by Gaslight. This is Red Sun, of course I had to have Red Sun. Detective 27, Sins of the Father, which ties into the video game of the Telltale series. Then we get the Arkham stuff. All this stuff is also collected in an omnibus. I think everything. This is Arkham Origins, Arkham City, 4 Arkham Unhinged books, Arkham Knight 1, 2 and 3 and Genesis. Didn't see the need to upgrade to an omnibus. Nightwing The New Order, very awesome book. Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, 2 and 3, also by Tynion, the 4th. This is not DC, but I couldn't skip this one. It's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So it's the longest title I have in here, I think. Planetary Batman Night on Earth. Then we have the black and white books, which are also collected in an omnibus now, and rightfully so. I have some differing formats here. So this one is pretty big. This one is even bigger. They are pretty much the same width, and these two are just trade paperback formats. So if you don't know, the first one is Black and White Volume 1. This number 2 and 3 are backup stories from Gotham Knights, and Black and White Volume 4 is another series on itself. Dark Knight, a true Batman story, is about Paul Dini and how he was robbed one day, and he draws a lot of parallels with his own life and that of Bruce Wayne, who is Batman. Spoilers. This is the movie adaptation in Dutch of the first movie, Batman Returns, Forever, and Batman and Robin. I think this one is the only one in English. The other 3 are in Dutch. The rest of my books are all in English, of course. Dark Detective by Englehart, Arkham Asylum, which I also have in absolute format. Matt Wagner's Monster Man and Mad Monk. Basically remakes of very old Golden Age stories. These are also by Matt Wagner. It's the Riddle Factory and Two-Face Crime and Punishment. This one very much looks like the last season of Gotham. If you have read this and seen that, you know what I mean. Joker, Europa, Kevin Smith stuff, Cacophony and The Whiting Gyre. Earth 1, 1 and 2, finally 3 is coming next year. Batman Harley Quinn, White Knight and Curse of the White Knight, Bane Conquest, Brave and the Bold Batman and Wonder Woman, Tales from the Dark Multiverse. There's a second one of this coming. Very awesome. I like this one. I liked this one. Last Night on Earth by Snyder. Very awesome. Creature of the Night, Kings of Fear, 3 Jokers, Batman Universe by Bendis, Deceased and Unkillables. And the 3rd book is also on its way. Legends of the Dark Knight, digital first series from 2010, I think, 11, 12. Right about the same time as New 52 started, but this is not in that continuity, so 1 through 5. And then the Miller stuff, All-Star Batman, The Boy Wonder. Sorry, All-Star Batman and Robin, The Boy Wonder. The Dark Knight Returns, The Dark Knight Strikes Again. The Last Crusade again, but then in Prestige Edition. The Master Race. And then we have some Outsiders books. So Outsiders by Judd Winnick, Darker Side of Justice. The Outsiders Checkmate, Check Out is a crossover. Outsiders 5 of a Kind is book 7 of the first series. And then the new series started. First it was called Batman and the Outsiders by by Dixon. Books 1 and 2. Book 3 is called The Deep by Tomasi. And 4 is The Hunt. Then the Dio took over. It was The Road to Hell and The Great Divide. It's not a complete series, there are gaps, but I really like this Outsider series. And this is the Dark Prince Charming in 2 books. Thanks for watching. I'll be doing a new book haul in January, I think. For now, Happy New Year, I think. And I'll see you again. Thanks.